Good morning, chicks and chickens. Welcome back to Old Man Farm. My name is Sid, as always. Krobus' birthday. We can't forget that. We have to make that our #1 priority of this new winter season, which, I want to talk to you guys about your responses about the thumbnails. Also, I watched the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and I'll give you my thoughts on that one. And beyond that, I think we're just going to get working on sort of preparing our farm for the upcoming year. You know, just gut this place out and redo it, build it from the ground up, at least in some places. So got a lot of work ahead of us, but look, we already have a void mayonnaise on us, and that is perfect. Oh boy, I you know, it's funny, I love the winter in this game. I love the winter in a lot of games, but I hate the winter in real life. Let's see here. Dear Sid, I guess people didn't take to Pierre's Prime Produce like I'd hoped. Even had an alliteration. Anyways, here's my old mini shipping bin. The next time you get your hands on some produce worthy of the Pierre's Prime luxury brand, maybe you could have them shipped my way? Pierre. Mini shipping bin. I don't think I've ever gotten that. I made you a little treat this morning in the saloon. Dig in. Your friend Gus. What do you got? Bean hot pot. Oh, he was talking about that. Well, let's go ahead and check our, speaking of hot pot, let's check our hot house, and whole lot of nada. And, you know, I'm just going to go ahead and get this done now. We'll get these out of the way, because I'm sick of running into them. But we will not be actually replacing our walls until closer to the end of winter. Just no reason to get ourselves in a bind that way. I'd like them to start to deteriorate in winter, not in the fall, or the spring rather. So that's my thoughts on that. But hey, since we're speaking of multiple I know words. It's interesting. Does this just sell but to Pierre? I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into what that does. But yeah, speaking of various seasons, I asked you guys what you thought about the thumbnails, and I was not surprised at all. None of you had noticed that I changed the colors and, you know, tints and whatnot for various seasons. Like I said, I'm not surprised by that. That was actually the reaction I expected. And that, on one hand, is good to me. That means that it wasn't a deciding factor on getting people to click. But we had a little bit of a mixed reaction between answers from there on whether or not we should be, continuing with the color schemes or leaving them as is. But quite honestly, at the time of recording this, I'm not actually sure what I'm going to do. So you'll know by today's thumbnail what happened. I am leaning on, obviously for winter, the background will change to winter. I know that. I'm going to see how oh, we got another egg already? Wow. I'm amazed by that. Well, you know what that means. Another dinosaur. There we go. We gotta fill this place up with dinos. Oh, speaking of, let's go check that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have the background change to a winter background. And we'll see. I do like the yellow. I think the yellow border, I think it is eye-catching. And I have always been partial to yellow for fonts and things on YouTube. I don't know why, but on like every one of my channels I've ever done, I tend to do that. Oops, we have an egg left over. So I'm not really sure. But yeah, you guys will know now. You know more than I do at this point. I'm gonna sell this egg just to see if it's any different. Like if anything different happens going in that bin versus our other bin. Okay, let's get this cheese aging, and then let's pop over. I want to go say hi to Krobus. I want to get that on the move. I want to go say hi to our boy. Oh, and while we're on our way to Spooksville down with Krobus, I guess I can talk to you about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I am going to try and keep this spoiler-free. I know this is a fairly new movie, and I know a lot of people are real jazzed up about seeing it. In fact, I know one of you already has seen it. And I'm interested to get a little bit more details on your specific thoughts on it. But I would give it a oh, chicken statue. I would give it like a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 maybe. You know what I mean? It's fine. Like it's an odd scenario for me where the story is fine, although predictable, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be anything more than that. It's a horror movie. The characters were, likable. They were fine. But again, no one really to write home about. A birthday gift? That's very kind of you. I love it. Have you encountered other like me in the mines? I'm sorry if they were hostile towards you. You see, we've learned to fear humans. There have been too many unpleasant encounters. Krobus, you do not need to explain at all. You haven't slain any of my friends, have you? Ugh. I have to be somewhere, Krobus, I'm sorry. Sorry, coughing fit. My friend pointed out, he's like, why do you always apologize when you cough or sneeze? No one would know if you just cut it out. And I said, well, there's dead air, I don't know. I'm an idiot. Where are we going? Let's see. Yeah, just back to the house, I think. Oh. Pam's like, oh, you're not going to talk about Five Nights at Freddy's. Ah, don't scare me like that. Oh, I should have got a screenshot of that picture. I've been on edge lately. To tell you the truth, I'm sick of everything. I hope you feel better. Bye. What's bothering you? I feel very similar to Pam. I get it. Believe it or not, kid, when I was your age, I had dreams. I wanted to be up there in the sky, piloting planes, not this. I tried harder in flight school, and my life would have been different. Made a lot of mistakes in my life, Sid. Now I'm just a bitter old woman. The divorce was my fault. I gave Henry a world of grief and pain. And now I take things out on Penny, and I then go spending what little money I have at the saloon to wash everything away. I'm gonna be stuck being a bus driver for the rest of my life. No ambitions, no dreams anymore, nothing. Maybe if you acted nicer, life would be different. Things will get better. Jesus, these are not good options, because that whole, hey, blaming you, maybe if you were nicer, things would be different. Okay, sure, but no one wants to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, that's not helpful, and things will get better. I mean, they won't, necessarily. There's no guarantee that things will get better. I hate saying that. I don't say that kind of stuff in real life, and I hate when people say it to me. But I think that's the better of the options here. So. And for Pam, I know they will, because I'm a builder of a house. I'm not looking for sympathy, kid. These feelings are just business as usual. You don't need to give me fluffy words. Nothing will change my situation or life. I got myself here. If you really want to cheer me up, buy me a beer tonight. Oh, Pam. That's rough, because, I get that. I get that immensely. That is, yeah, immensely relatable to me. Jesus. Really? Why can't we pick this thing up? Once it's down, this thing is just down? There's no way. Really? Oh, because there's the egg in it. Come on, sit. Dum-dum. There we go. Okay, so, Five Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, the characters were fine. You know, they weren't unlikable. They were just fine. I will say the whatever they're called, the special effects, the animatronics themselves were amazing. They were great. Which, you know, looking into it, they were made by Jim Henson's Creature Shop, which I take issue with, but you know, so obviously they look spectacular. But the only thing I will say, and this is again still spoiler free, is I don't understand. I mean, I understand. I'll just get this out and then I'll re-explain my explaining. I don't understand how Five Nights at Freddy's ever became a children's IP. Now again, I do. It's YouTubers screaming at it. You know what I mean? That's why it became a children's IP, because of, you know, pick one of the most well-known, any of, you know, the 5 most well-known video game YouTubers that were around at the time. They were all playing it, and they were all just losing their minds and screaming, right? I hate that stuff, if you can't tell, with the vitriol in my voice. But point being is, that is mostly watched by children. Like, for some reason, I mean, I assume it's because I wouldn't be entertaining to children. My viewers are mostly adults. Actually, according to my analytics, it is overwhelmingly adults. You know, I guess I didn't have to get rid of all of this, did I? Well, we'll leave it there till I decide what we're going to do. But when you have an IP like Five Nights at Freddy's and a bunch of unsupervised children just watching whatever they want on YouTube, you end up with a bunch of children that are into Five Nights at Freddy's because their favorite YouTuber watched it. You know, all this is whatever. I'm not going to sit here and judge people for their parenting or whatever. That's not what I mean. But then Five Nights at Freddy's, as a company, as a IP, started actively marketing to children, which I think is very strange. Again, gotta get your buck. That's capitalism, baby. We don't actually care about people. We only care about bottom buck. So whatever. But now you've entered a realm where they make a Five Nights at Freddy's movie for Halloween, and it's rated PG-13, which, fine, whatever. I would have loved to have seen a rated R version, but whatever, I get it. But you have a PG-13 rated Five Nights at Freddy's, and it is a soft PG-13. There is almost nothing. There is like literally one scene of kind of a little bit gory, and it's very quick. It's a flash of like a dead body, and it's, you know, the face is all mangled, but it's very quick, you know, but it's okay, fine, whatever. It's PG-13, but it is like the softest PG-13 movie I have ever seen in my life. You know what I mean? And so whatever. Again, that's fine, but to me, I played the first Five Nights at Freddy's. I think I played the second. If not, I watched like videos about it or something. I don't know. And you know, the story is not for kids. At least in the beginning, it wasn't. I don't know what happened with, you know, the 8 other movie or other games, but it was not a kids game. It was not for kids. It was very much about kids in the worst way possible. And you know, it was messed up. And I think that the games themselves, they left a lot to the imagination, or at least the first, you know, game or two did, because I mean, they were low budget games at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And I think it worked for the games, but to me, I feel like with Five Nights at Freddy's, the movie, it just didn't go anywhere hard enough. It was, you know, it didn't lean into any of the horrible aspects in any graphic way. And I'm not saying, like, I want to see the dude physically murdering children and stuffing them in animatronics, right? This video's gonna get flagged. But like, they didn't even really... They barely talked about that was even a thing that was happening. It's like, and it's all done in very tongue-in-cheek, like the way... You can tell everything they did in that movie, they did knowing that people were going to take their 6-year-old daughters to go watch this movie, or their 6-year-old sons, you know what I mean? And I don't know, man. So it feels, again, I know I said this about that damn Cobweb movie, but for very different reasons. It feels like a lost bit of identity. You know what I mean? Like, it wants to be this horror movie that it really could be. The Five Nights at Freddy's IP, at least the original, could make a great horror movie. In fact, it did. It's called Willy's Wonderland. But this movie, although, listen, I'll watch it again. And I did not dislike it. I say if you like Five Nights at Freddy's, go watch it for sure. But it's weird because it's just out of the realm of what I would call like a kid's horror movie and way below the realm of an adult's horror movie. So that's what I mean. It's just sort of lost in a limbo of trying to appease being a horror movie, but also making sure that literal toddlers can go watch this movie because apparently that's the audience for Five Nights at Freddy's. So yeah, I don't know. What I would say is, if you like Five Nights at Freddy, go watch it. If you want to see animatronics doing the things that they're supposed to be doing in Five Nights at Freddy's, just go watch Willy's Wonderland. It's a great movie. I would watch. I have already seen that movie like, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. And after finishing FNAF, all I wanted to do is go watch that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Five Nights at Freddy's. Check it out. It's worth checking out, but it's you know, I think it pulled some punches, and I think that sucks. But hey, what are you gonna do? You know what? No, I don't like this. I started setting these up along the fence posts, and I don't know, because I want the frog over by the pond. Like, that just makes sense, you know? We'll place him, and we'll come back. Oh, I have a few others up here. There we go. Junimo. Okay. Well, it's getting late. Let's go ahead and start storing some of these things that we need to place for later. Okay. We'll throw our rare crow out just because he's great. I know he's not doing anything right now, but that's okay. Oh, you damn, get out. Oh, it's an owl. Never mind. It's like, get out of here, you damn crow. But we don't, not that we even have anything growing, but habit, I suppose, right? Okay. Oh, let's put Grover away. Don't want you just hanging out in the snow. No, you're a horse, and you're probably okay with a little bit of snow, but still. I don't want to be that guy. Oh, I saw we had a snowman over there, too. Is that our old jack-o'-lantern? I bet that is. Oh, that's great. Love it. Okay, get a few things put away here, and we'll go ahead and hit the hay. I am honestly pretty excited about this whole winter prospect. I think it's going to be nice to, when I'm not rambling about FNAF, I'll hopefully get a little bit more done on the, you know, on the yard. But again, if you guys have any suggestions or you think there's anything cool we could do with the yard, you know, feel free to let me know. I can't guarantee it'll happen, but I am interested to know your guys' opinion on what we can do with the layout of the farm. But anyway, let's check our weather. Not that it really matters in the winter, but it's gonna snow. Excited for that. Although it might be snowing in real life soon, and I am not excited for that. Nice, Jarrick's birthday. We'll have to find him. I like Jarrick. He's a real charmer. Excuse me, Jeff. Anyway, I'm glad to be back. I know it was only one day, but it felt like forever on my end. And but it was nice. It was nice. I do feel rested, and boy, did I need it yesterday. I was wiped out. I couldn't even stream. I could barely get out of bed this morning. Like, I'm in so much pain. So, anyway, thanks you guys for watching. Yeah, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Be good to each other. Good night.